Hello, boys and girls. Alright, we got some spice for you coming your way today. I was browsing these precons from from the new Dustmorn Commander sets, and I came across this guy, Grist the Hunger Tide. I don't know if what we're gonna do is gonna work, but we're gonna try to brew some spice. Basically, what Grist does is he creates, for his +1, he creates a black and green insect creature token. Then he mills a card. And then if you milled an insect, you put a loyalty counter on Grist and repeat the process. Okay, so you get +1, and then you can potentially get +5, +20, depending on how many insects you mill. And then his -2 is you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker. We're probably never going to use that. And then his -5 is each opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures in your graveyard. So if you have, let's say, 40 creatures in your graveyard, his -5 can potentially win you the game. So that's what we're going to aim for. We're going to try to get 40 creatures in our deck graveyard as fast as possible. And then we're going to -5 this guy. So let's see, let's copy this card name, and then let's go make our own Mox field. We're doing this. We're doing new deck name. I'm just going to name it Grist. Bada bing, bada boom. Create. Alright. So you're probably like, oh, you can't use this planeswalker. As long as Grist the Hunger Tide isn't on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect creature, in addition to its other types. So technically, it's a legendary planeswalker insect creature. So you can use this guy as your commander, and if nobody knew that. So let's see. Alright, we're going to go. I already found one card I know I want to put in here. That's Morality Shift. It lets you exchange your graveyard and your library, then shuffle your library. It's basically just puts your library into your graveyard. So we are definitely going to put that in there. And I think maybe we just throw a bunch of tutors, or a few tutors in here, so that we can tutor Morality Shift. And then maybe we can find cards that are like Morality Shift. So let's go similar cards. Each player exiles all creatures from their graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures, then puts all cards they exiled this way back onto the battlefield. That doesn't do what we want. Each player exiles, then puts all cards they exiled. Yeah, that doesn't do what we want. We need things to go into the graveyard. Each player returns all creature cards from his or her graveyard to the battlefield. Twilight Call could be useful, like as a backup plan if our OG plan doesn't work. So let's throw that in there. Rise of the Dark Realms, not really what we're looking for. Each player chooses a creature type. Each player returns all creature types of a type chosen this way from their graveyard to the battlefield. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. No. Seer Conrad is also pretty good. He can basically end the game for us if we get him and morality shift onto the field at the same time. He instantly ends the game. So we're going to throw him in there. Whatever. The Mirko Trant is an Elder Fungus. At the beginning of your stack, create X1. This creature can bot where X is the number of times you descended this turn. You descend each time a permanent is put into your graveyard. So this just gives us a bunch of black fungus tokens if we descend a bunch of times. I don't hate that, but I think we need to, I think we do throw that in there. Just for kicks and giggles, but we mainly want to stick to, we want insects. And we want a lot of insects. Almost all the insects. So let's go Grist. Let's do this. Let's put our forest and our swamps in. And then let's make them, I always press the wrong one. Forest. Alright, let's make it so that these are at 37. Actually, let's do 35. 36. Let's do 15 here. 36. So that way we know when to stop adding insects. And then all we do is go over here. We have Grist in here. Let's go insects, themes. And then let's find all our best insects. And let's just start chunking them in there. Grab this. Bada bing. We want as many insects as we can possibly get. I know this sounds silly, this sounds janky. Insect beast, yes. Some of these insects are good in themselves, like you can play them if you feel like it. But we're not worried about all of that. We are just, I think this counts as an insect, so why not throw that in there? We are just gonna make this deck 40 insects. It sounds silly, sounds janky. But that's what we're gonna do. Alright. Hornet Queen, sure. There's a lot of bad insects, but there's also a lot of good insects that we can use to our advantage. And insects usually are cheap. Not a lot of people play insects. There's an insect ninja. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Oh, look, another insect. That's a black insect. I thought insects were just green. That's an instance. Let's see, creature elemental insect. 9 times out of 10, we are not going to. Did I already put skew swarm in there? No, I didn't. Okay, good. This is also an insect. I think you count this side first. It's being slow on us. Insects. We might have to go over to Scryfall. I don't know if EDA trick is going to give us enough insects, but we shall see. There's a mana dork insect? That's funny. Insect shaman? There's a lot of insects. I never really looked into the insect archetype, really. So this is new. Oh, this is all new to me. This is all fancy black green stuff. There's an insect horror. 15 cents. A zombie insect. Fancy. And a lot of these insects have graveyard play built into them as well. I'm not reading the insects because it would take forever just to read all of their effects. But I just want to see if this works the way that my little brain thinks it's gonna work. Queen. A green shapeshifter. Sure, why not? This guy also seems to help us. You may look at the top card of your library. You may cast creature spells of the chosen type from your library. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Insect warrior. Sure. Another shapeshifter. Let's see. Vorapede. Sandtide Swarm. Devouring Swarm. We already put Seer in there. Caustic Wasp. Whenever Saber Ants is dealt damage, you may put that many +1/+1 green insect creatures into play. Huh. It's an ant. An ant is an insect. Canopect Scarab Swarm. Virus Beetle. Giant Ankheg. Bloodline Pretender is a shapeshifter. Battlefly Swarm. Assuming someone else already had this idea. I doubt I'm the first one to find this idea. Let's see. But most of the insects are pretty cheap, so this deck could be a nice little cheap deck. Necrosquito. That's a cool name. Mirkwood bats. Oh. Whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. That could be good. Because Grist's +1 creates a token every time it happens. So instead of doing 1 damage, we'd be doing 2 damage. Or we would be doing 1 damage every time we created a token like this. So we might not even have to -5. Billowus. Swarm of blood flies. I think we want insect mutation. Trample. Crash out Rhino gets +10/+10. Yep. That's an insect. Insect. Let's see. This one's a grave shifter. Okay. A brain maggot. I'll take that. It's a weird insect, but it's still just legendary creature. Pest. I don't think pests are insects. And what's it do? Other pests, bats, insects, snakes, and spiders all get +1/+1. So we don't need that. That's not a part of our agenda. Our agenda is to make insects go to graveyard. Insect go to graveyard. We are already almost at 100. Insect go to graveyard. Insect go to graveyard. Insect go to graveyard. Insect go to graveyard. That's 100 insects. There is one other card I wanted to put in here. I think it was not this one. There's a combo you can do with this one, but it's a little clunky. Genesis Wave. Genesis Wave kind of works. So you reveal the top X of your cards, however many mana you spend. And then you put any number of permanent cards with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then so you can just kind of like discard 7 cards if you dump 7 mana into this. I don't think that's worth it. There was another card that I found that was like, you can tap it and then you discard cards from the top of your deck until you hit a land, a basic land. See if we can find it. Why is the pictures not showing? Oh, that's weird. It might be in this little pile. I can't quite remember where I found it or what the name was. Yeah, I don't remember. I think I definitely want what's the one that gives you 3 black mana? Oh, there it is. Hermit Druid is the one I was looking at. You tap a green, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a basic land card. Put that card into your hand and put all the other revealed cards into your graveyard. It's $23, but it could potentially dump our whole library. But that means we need to not use these basic lands. We need to get these down to roughly, we roughly want it to be 3/4 is 3 swamp. Like at the max, I guess. So let's get this down to 3. Get this down to 3. So whenever we tap this guy up here, Hermit Druid, whenever we tap him, it's gonna just, I don't know, 6, maybe 2/2. That's 4, so we don't discard our whole deck. We don't want to discard our whole deck because that could potentially make us lose. I'm going to do 3/2. Give us 5. Five lands to work with in case we discard that many, but we might not need to. But let's see. Even when we do that, we still need to get Grist the Hunger Tide to +5. We want to do that first. I don't know if I want tutors in this deck. I think we're mainly going to be using Grist to achieve our goals. We don't need sorceries. Uh, 61 insects. This is a little more complex than I thought it was going to be, but I say we just add our fancy lands. Let's go to utility lands, Swarm Yard. Swarm Yard is good. That's going in our deck. We can just regenerate an insect. Let's see. I was looking for combos for this deck. Wound Reflection plus Seer is pretty good. Alright, let's go. Let's get our. Where's the deck? There's the deck. Right, Control V, Swarm Yard. And let's grab. We don't need expensive lands like this. Like, we're not gonna be using that much expensive mana. Ultimately, we want to get a bunch of cheap non-basic lands. That's $46, Jesus. Witch's Cottage.
Sure, why not? Sacrifice your creature, add 2. That's going to be useful. Phyrexian Tower, $20. You guys don't need to put $20 lands in here. It's definitely not necessary. I'm just doing it for kicks and giggles. I'm not going to put Boshuti in here. This is good. It gives us a loyalty counter on our commander. That's pretty solid. We're never going to use that. This is a land that comes out from the graveyard if you needed to. Reliquary Tower. Oh, shoot. I always play Reliquary Tower. That's one of my favorite lands. Enters the battlefield tapped. Okay. Crypt is good. Adds mana for each black creature in our graveyard. We're going to have a lot of those in the graveyard. Cabal Coffers. No. Fountain Port. Sure. Karn's Bastion. Sure. It lets us proliferate. Barrenmore enters tapped. Add a mana. Okay. High market. Sure, why not? Restless Carriage. Yeah, sounds fun. Tranquil Thicket. Yes. Spymaster's Fall enters battlefield tab unless you control swamp. Add black. Target creature you control connives. Okay, whatever. Sounds cool. Hot mana artifacts, not using those. Then we just put all the lands that we can in there. All the black-green lands that we can, at least. Some of these are probably going to be not the most optimal lands, but whatever works. As long as we don't get any $400 ones in there, we'll be fine. And always, if you want to add more basic lands, you can just take, what's his name? You can just take Hermit Druid out. He's also kind of expensive, like $24. So, if you don't want to go the fancy land route, by all means, don't do it. It's not. That's $22 now? Wow. Path of Insurgence, battlefield tapped. That's fine. We're not in a race per se. We kind of want to fly under the radar, go real low key, search your land for basic land, put it on the battlefield. Yeah, that's good.
Exotic Orchard is good. Resident Bog is also good. Twilight Mirror's pretty solid. Sure, Jungle Hollow. I think we have enough lands now. But I'm just adding a bunch, and then we can purge the ones that are you know? Fable Passage is good. Want that in there. Let's us search out our basic lands. Pay 1 life, add that. Yeah, sure, why not? Just about to have like 2 or fewer lands. Yes, we want this one. That's the one. Bayou. That's the expensive one. Cavern of Souls. Don't really need that. When the chasm enters the battlefield tapped. It's a snow land. Huh. I'll take that. Sure, why not? Golgari Gate. Yeah. Indestructible Dark Moss. Okay. I think I need a cough. 1 second. Alright. I think we're almost done. Sure. We'll deal 1 damage to target opponent. Alright, let's see. Let's get this down to... Yeah, we got 53 lands. Let's do this. Let's go up here and sort by price. Include the price. Then let's see. Yeah, lands are $200 right now. We don't. What's this? Yeah, let's get rid of these expensive ones. We're just kind of going down the list. Till we hit like $5. Actually right there. And then we'll come up here. We have 40 lands still. We'll get rid of the cheapest ones. Or the ones that just don't do anything for us. We like the dual lands. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And let's see. Let's get rid of this. I think the rest are fine. Don't really need that. Are we at 35? Okay, we're at 35. We got 3 swamp, 2 forest. I think I want to add, let's see, let's go here.
Go to sorceries. Where is that one? Add 3 mana. I can't remember what it's called. To save my life. I know it's here. It's always here, especially when there's a black deck. I hate when I have brain farts like this. Maybe if we duplicate this tab, search of vampiric tutor, then something else. It'll show up here. I know it will. It's got to. Dark ritual, that's what we're looking for. Let's add a dark ritual. And then let's add a few tutors as well. Similar cards. Is there any cheap black tutors? That works, I guess. Add that, and then let's add. Let's grab Grim Tutor. That seems useful. And then let's grab kind of want a vampire tutor, but I think we're just gonna go with what we got. And then we have 5 sorceries. $61 creatures. And 1 instant and 35 lands. So that's pretty reasonable. How many tutors do we have? 1, 2. I really think a 3rd tutor would go hard. Is there any green tutors? Sure, why not? Maybe this place has. Evolving Door kinda sounds pretty good. To pay 1 tap, sacrifice a creature. We're gonna have plenty of creatures to sacrifice with our +1. I think that's it. I think that'll work. Oh my god. Alright. Evolving Door. And I think that's an enchant artifact. Okay. Spicy. Alright, we just need to get rid of 4 creatures. Don't think that's going to be hard.
Not hard at all. Let's get rid of something useless. Let's get rid of Rhino. Let's get rid of the other super expensive useless ones. Let's get rid of Swarm of Bloodflies. Let's get rid of this guy. Kind of like Ant Queen. She's kind of cute. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Where'd the rhinos go? The creatures control trample in War 2. Alright. I doubt I'll ever play it, but it's useful. I can potentially play that for 1 mana. Let's get rid of Bane of Living. Hornet is 7 mana, don't need that. That's useful. Let's see. We are at 100 actually. We don't have to get rid of anyone. Okay. We have 57 creatures. Maybe 60 creatures is the play, but I don't know. I think this is good. We got some tutors that are good ones. Are good creatures that are insects. We got Dark Ritual to accelerate us a little. And 35 lands. Alright. And there we go. Alright, let's see what happens when we playtest this thing. Alright, we want to mulligan for at least 3 land. 1. 2 land. 3 land. Okay, we also have this guy. We also have Evolving Door, so that's useful. Alright. So let's see. We turn 1, we draw. And we play Twilight Mirror. Nothing else we can do, I don't think. Turn 2, we draw. And we play Fabled Passage. We crack it and search our library for a swamp. Oh, I forget how to search in this. View all, I think, is the play. Swamp is what we want. close and shuffle. We got that. This goes to the graveyard. This enters tapped. Alright. Then turn 3, we draw. We play. What's it called? Forge of Heroes. This is untapped. And then we tap this swamp to add a green and a white, a black. And then we get Forge of Heroes for that extra 3rd mana. And we play our commander. And then we +1 our commander. When we get started, we draw to the graveyard. It's a land. Of course it is. So we get 4 loyalty counters. And we get to create a 1/1 insect. I believe that's right anyway. Can't really read that card. Yep, create a 1/1 insect. Yep, okay. Then we pass our turn. So I guess the main issue here is we're going to hit a lot of land. Which sucks. So, let's see, next turn we draw. And then we will Are we out of lands? I don't see any land. I think the play here is to drop Evolving Door, tap 3, play Evolving Door, and then we'll +1 Grist. Draw to the graveyard. Oh, that was Seer. That's unfortunate. Then we pass turn. But let's see. Yeah, we are getting cooked. Turn 5, I guess. We draw. And then we tap 3 for a Necrotic Elder, which just gives us 2 mana when we tap it. I don't know if that was the play. We should have Evolving Doored, but that's fine. Then we +1 Grist. There we go. Insect. Oh, Hermit Druid. Dang it. Okay, next turn we draw a Millipede. We should have 5 insects, actually. Then let's see, we will tap 1 mana, Evolving Door. We'll sacrifice a token. And then search our library for a creature card that's exactly that many colors plus one. Love you all. I don't think there's anything else we want, is there? Let's see. Let's go back to our commander. Let's just open the commander deck box. Grist. We have Seer, which we already discarded. We have Hermit Druid, which we already discarded. And the rest of it is sorceries. So yeah, can't really search for anything. So let's not do that. We can't play bigger creatures now though. So we can play any of these we want. I'm just gonna make it simple. Tap one, play this. Then let's see. We'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4 for a Scarab Swarm. Exiles target player's graveyard. For each artifact or land exiled this way, create an insect. Alright, whatever. We're slowly building up insects. And then we're gonna +1 this guy. Maybe we'll get something good. Okay, let's go. There's one insect and a land. Yeah, unfortunate. Let's see. Next turn, untap draw. We will up the loyalty counter. There's an insect. There's an insect. There's an insect. Land. Okay. I mean, we're slowly building up an insect army as well. I mean, we can always be swinging with these insects. We have 10 insects on the field now. We have a bunch of this. Honestly, I think it's good. If they get rid of Grist, though, it's gonna be rough. Because we don't have a lot of mana to work with. But if they don't get rid of Grist, that's good. I think maybe you mulligan until you get one of either Morality Shift, either get Morality Shift, Hermit Druid, or Seer in your hand. Maybe even Mirkwood Bats. Maybe Mirkwood Bats doesn't belong in here. Yeah. I don't know. Mirkwood Bats is pretty good. So just mulligan until you get one of those cards in 3 mana, and you'll be good. Because discarding Hermit Druid sucked. And discarding Morality Shift would suck too. I guess you would want either a tutor or Morality Shift. But we had our tutor last game, the game we were testing, but we discarded the creatures that we had to tutor. I guess we could have searched up Mirko bats. That's okay. Alright, well, that's that. I hope you guys have a good day. I will see you guys in the next video.